You are working on the database as well. You are having a backend also where you are writing your business logic, as well as you have a working front end also. So this is your full application where all the units of full stack are working fine. Here all the unit of full stack are working fine. This is your full stack application. Now on the Saturday, I asked you to write down your questions related to the project before starting the next module, that is REST APIs. I would like to drop your questions regarding the Spring MVC or the project basically, because we completed inside that only. So if you got any kind of question or problem, so you can drop those inside the chat box, and at first we will answer all those questions. If there is any coding problem, we'll sort that, and after completing all those, then we will start the REST APIs. So now you can drop the problems in the chat box. Yes, anyone? Any question regarding the project or something? If yes, you can drop. Model and view. Okay, we will discuss model and view also. Time leaf, okay, pagination. Like Nirja, what you want to know about pagination, that you have to drop. Instead of saying the one word pagination, it will be very good if you are saying that how it is work. Then I will explain it. Pagination. I think you have to tell what you didn't. Okay, no problem. I'll take it as whole only. No problem. So the things that we are getting is model and view, time leaf, and pagination. Is it all you want to be revised? I have got four messages: model and view, time leaf, pagination, and again pagination. So these are the three things that you want me to repeat: model and view, time leaf, and pagination. Right? This is what you want. If still something is there, you can drop it. I'll take it as a we are taking any. Sorry, Lucky. What does it mean? We are taking model interface only. Like, what do you want to say here? I didn't get you. Clarify your question, like what you want to say. It implementation class. Model and view, by the way, is a class only that wraps both model and data. Okay, no problem. I will say. Okay, so let's start the things now. So we'll open the Eclipse. Okay, so we are going to discuss about these particular thing: model and view, time leaf, and pagination. So let's start with model and view. Till Eclipse is loading, we have to wait. So here we'll not mess with this project as it is a complete project. So we'll just create a new revision project for it. Then we will do the things in that. Okay. So we'll just create a new Spring. We are using what embedded server only. How to connect the user defined server. So when you are already using a embedded server here, first of all, why it is required to use a user defined server? Even if you want to, it is the same way. You have to go to servers and add it the same way you were doing for normal Spring, same way you do here also, right? Or you want to change the server. So here a revision already done. Project name RES. So here we are creating one project that is revision. In that we will add MySQL driver, and as of now I am not adding any time leaf. Okay. MySQL driver I am adding, Spring Data JPA I am adding, and Spring Web I am adding. So these three things I have added here. We'll just finish. So here we got the project right that is coming by the name re-revision. So I'll answer the question that how if you want to change the server, how can we change that? So for that we'll just open the pom.xml file, and here you can see that starters are coming. So at first we are getting the Spring Boot starter data JPA along with the starter web. If you just scroll down here only, let's go back and if I want that I'm not going to use Tomcat, right? That is the question. That okay, we are not going to use the Tomcat. So inside this particular one, by default, you are getting Tomcat only. So at first, we have to actually exclude it. What we have to do? We have to exclude it. So inside the dependency, we have to exclude it. So how? This is the Spring Boot Starter Web, right? So inside this only, okay, just don't get confused here. There is a separate session I'll take for it. No worries, don't worry. Let's come down to model and view. Let's have the revision only. Model and view. So when I was discussing the Spring's MVC architecture, at that time I have said you two things that here model means the data and the view means the presentation layer or the front end. Presentation layer or the front end. This is what I said when I was discussing the MVC architecture. Model means data, view means the presentation layer or the front end. Now let's understand what is model and view. So in the same project, we are going to apply model and view that just now we created. So at first, I will start the main class. That is our main class, which is annotated with at the rate of Spring Boot application annotation. So if I am starting the app now, it will just a normal app which will open the okay. At first, this project is going to throw us the problem, and the problem is related to database because here we are using the data JPA, so we have to provide the necessary database details. So we'll just use the last one only. So copying all the things from this one, the same one we will use. And we are going to restart the application now. It's a basic app which is going to start the local host at port number 8080, right? So it is being started now. Inside this, if we are trying to fetch the local host 8080, so technically we are not getting anything. It is showing the white label error page because you don't have any mapping, either get mapping, post mapping. For what? Slash error. Because there is no page, right? Now, as a Spring Boot architecture says that if you have a basic HTML, I have to keep it inside the static folder because HTML refers to the static file, right? And this is I am talking about Spring Boot, not the Spring. So if I am going to create a HTML file inside the static folder, that should be index.html. And within this file, we'll just provide a necessary tag that is h1. Here we will say welcome page. You can give it a very basic style that is text aligned to the center. Now what will happen if I'm restarting the application now? Now when I'm restarting the same app, here we are getting welcome page. What we are getting here? We are getting here the welcome page. Because Spring Boot is directly going to the static folder and checking for index file. It can be index.jsp, it can be index.html. Now, what is the use of model and view here? So we are going to change a little bit. In the index.html file, I will provide one anchor tag. You know that anchor tag is used for the navigation here. Inside the anchor tag, I will write the text. Check username. Check username. Username of the developer or the tester or for anyone. Now there is an anchor tag which is rendering the tag check username. Now anchor tag should have one href attribute. So here we are going to provide the href attribute. Now inside this href attribute, what I will do? I will provide the file name that is second dot or let's say user dot html. I'm not going to any controller, nothing. I am directly providing user.html. I am just giving the reference of a HTML file directly. And if it is a static file, so I will keep it inside static only by the name user.html. And inside this again, I will render one h1 tag that my name is Shivam. If I am rendering this text that my name is Shivam, the which file user.html file, providing it a very basic style, keeping the text in the center. That's it, like this. Now let's restart the application to check the changes that we are getting in the application now. Again we will refresh the page here, and now we are getting welcome page and check username. If I'm clicking on check username, I got file. My name is Shivam file I am getting here. And in the address bar also you can check that it is pointing towards user.html. Now there arises a question. And what is the question? Question is, if we are able to do it directly, why we are using any model and view, why we are using any model, why we are using any get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, patch mapping, why, what is the need of all these things? So technically there is no need until and unless you want some dynamic data. Now as a user of the website, you are trying to check the username, and here it is showing that my name is Shivam. Now, what if I'm changing my name? It means that this Shivam value should be available in database. Now, if it is available in database, let's say I'm changing this name Shivam to or any other name. Let's say here I'm trying to keep Virat. Then this file will always show the Shivam only, right? Why? Because this is hard coded value here. I hope you remember the things hard coded and soft coded values. Hard coded and soft coded. Hard coded means values are written inside statically, which will always show the same output, even rendering, even on getting rendered, even on getting rendered 1,000 times. Now there is a file user.html. If I am refreshing my browser, opening the tab again, checking the username again, every single time it is going to point towards the name Shivam only. Why? Hard coded value. But you are not going to get the value like this. One more example of this I will show you. Let's say here I opened the Flipkart website and we'll check the price of any particular mobile. Let's say iPhone 15 Plus. This is the mobile that we are going to check. We are going to check the price. Current price that is visible for this particular mobile is 74,900. The price for this mobile is 74,900. So is it fixed, right? It will never change. Answer is no. If their sale is coming, something is coming, then the price will drop. It can go higher and lower also. Then it means that these values should be persisted from the database instead of writing any hard coded value. Now, as we are directly providing the reference of a HTML file directly, it will point toward HTML file which will always be having the hard coded value. Why? Because it is a markup language which does not have brain. Right? I hope you might have heard this proverb that HTML comes without brain. Then how to solve this particular problem? So the first thing that arises here is model and view. Let's try to understand now how we are going to use this particular thing, model and view. So at first here I will press Control Shift and T. I will type model and view. So you will see that it is a class. Model and view is a class. And this particular class is available inside Spring Framework .web .servlet. So whatever you were doing in your advanced Java by writing servlets, same thing will be done by model and view here. Means technically there is no need to write servlet. So this model and view, you can say that it is an alternative for servlets. Now what is the content of this class? This class will have object, it will have model map, it will have model and view constructor, and whatever we are using there, we are actually using this one, public model and view string view name. Means here you can type the, what you can type here, here you can type actually something, the view name as a string, you can type the view name. Now let's check our code. Index.html, if you are clicking on the check username icon, it is pointing towards user.html. Now it will not point towards the HTML file, it will only point towards a request, that user is trying to request a resource of name user, right? User. Now whenever you are directly hitting a request, now you should have a controller for it. So in the base same package, I am not creating any other package. Here I will create a class that is home controller, which will be controlling all the things. In the home controller, at first I will mark it as controller itself, controller, like this I will mark it. Inside this, now I will create a method that is public type, or you can say the return type of the method I will keep as model and view. As it is a class, public model and view MAV, like this I am keeping. Now it should return something related to model and view, because the return type is not string or int, something like that. So what I will do here, I will create the object of model and view. Model and view MV is equals to new model and view. So something like that I will create. And this MV is the object of model and view, and the same I am returning here, return MV. When I was showing you the same class model and view, model and view, this check its constructor, this one, that if you are creating the object of this class, you can provide your view name. View is nothing, it can be a JSP file or it can be a HTML file. It can be a JSP file or it can be HTML file, because these are the two views that we are having, right? These are the only two views that we are having. Now how we are actually going to see the things? So At first, I am talking about JSP only. Where? JSP and model and view. So for that, at first, I will close all these folders like src main java, src main resources. I will come down a bit. I will open this below src1. You can see this below src we are getting here. Inside this we are having main, right? Inside this we are having main. Now inside this main I will be creating one folder, new and folder. And the folder name I will keep as web.inf. Web.inf folder I will create here. Right? Here I have created one web.inf folder. And inside web.inf folder, we are going to create another folder by the name views, where we will keep all our views. Now, whatever user file you are having there, user.html, I will delete it from there. Now, as you know, HTML file cannot have any dynamic content. So here we will create user.jsp file. What file we are creating? User.jsp. Jakarta server page or Java server page. Both you can say. But now you are going to use model and view, and currently we are not in Spring, we are in Spring Boot. So you have to do the configuration. Now where we are going to do the configuration? So you have to go to application.properties, and here you have to tell configuration for JSP, because we are not using Thymeleaf, and Thymeleaf is a server side engine. Right. So here we will have to do the configuration for JSP. So at first I will say spring dot mvc, spring dot mvc dot view. You know, there we were setting something prefix and suffix. So here you have to tell that where is your files available. So my files are available in slash web hyphen inf slash views folder. Then you have to provide suffix as well, that how your files are ending. So spring.mvc.view.suffix. Suffix is .jsp, that my files are ending with the extension .jsp. Now in the JSP file, as technically I will just show one h1, and here I can write that welcome. As of now, I am just typing welcome only. I'm not typing anything else. In the controller, we are trying to give the file name. So here you can see that in the constructor, while creating the object, you can provide the file name. My file name is user. .jsp is not required here. You are not supposed to require JSP here. That is fine only. Right? At first. Second is from the index.html file, we are requesting user. Now the controller should be having that same annotation. So that is at the rate of get mapping. Get mapping because only request is coming without any data. If any data was also coming with the request, then we were using post mapping. Now this is what we have done, model and view. Let's restart the application now. Now let's try to refresh the app and see how things are working. So here we will hit the local host with 8080 port. We got welcome page, check username, and inside check username, there is no mapping. What it is telling? No mapping. It is not able to open the user. Is not able to open the user. And let's check the error. In the console, we are not getting any error, but it is showing one warning that path with web inf or meta inf, it's not available. Means it is not able to go to that particular folder, right? This one view user .jsp, it's not able to go. So there might be some problem there in application properties. We have to keep one more slash here. That views is a folder, so we have to keep one slash. So let's restart the app now. And again we will hit the same URL and it's working. Now again you see. So when we are trying to use model and view, and what is the warning given here? That I cannot find this particular file now. I cannot find this particular file now. So when it is giving you the warnings, and if you remember the things that we discussed in normal Spring MVC, that there was web folder, the lot of folders were there. Now can we use Thymeleaf here? Because Thymeleaf is a server side Java engine. So in the pom.xml file, what we will do is we will add the Spring Boot starter here, or like simple I will add the Thymeleaf here. So just adding the Thymeleaf next, and so here now we got the dependency of Thymeleaf. After adding the Thymeleaf, what will be changed here? From application.properties, at first I will remove these two configurations. No configuration, just be fine. Let's restart the app, check what we are getting. We are going to hit the same URL again, localhost, check username. Obviously, we will not get anything, but check the problem. Now console is hitting you with an error. And this error is technically telling you error resolving template user. Template might not exist or might not be accessible by any of the configured template resolver. Now, as these things are going on, it is expecting that you will have this file in templates folder, right? You will have this file inside the template folder. So this user.jsp, user.html, these we should write inside the templates. You will go there, click on file. Here I will click user.jsp and just normal h1 tag here that welcome. Let's restart the app now. And this is what is coming here. Now we have the file, right? Why still we are not getting the things? We have the same thing in our templates folder only. We are having the file there also. right? We should get that particular file. Again, it is saying that user is not available there, and this, but it is available there, right? Model and view. Now, here comes the problem, that let's check the model and view class and how it is written. This is how this particular class is written in all this format. Now, in the templates folder, I will change it to user.html. So what I will do, refactor and rename. I will change the file to HTML. That user.html file it is, and let's recheck all our code. So at first index.html will be starting, and it will be hitting one user. In the controller, it is marked with controller. It is having mapping of slash user, and it is returning user, and at last we are returning model and view. And here we do have user.html file as well. Okay, so let's restart the app now. Let's hit the same URL, and now we are getting welcome. What was the problem in JSP? Because JSP is an external thing here, right? Jakarta server page. Let's go back to one website, that is MVN repository, and there we will search for JSP search, and you will get, let's search JSP starter, and at this one. This one only. You have to add the JSP's API. Why we are adding any JSP API, right? Because our HTML only will work. And now we are working with model and view. Same project configuration, same thing, but here we are just using model and view, where we are returning the user. If I want to send one username from the database, let's consider that here only we have one database where there is one string username is equals to, let's say, Virat. There is one string username here, that is Virat. Now I want to send this model. Now it becomes data. I want to send this data. So the object of model and view is here. So I will keep mv dot add object, and here it will take two things from you. First is the variable name for time leaf. Variable name is user, and the value is stored inside the username. This I'm passing. Now in the time leaf, already you know that if we want to accept one data inside time leaf, you can keep th colon text. What you can do, you can keep th colon text. So in user.html, instead of this h1, I will keep one message, that is th colon text is equals to double quotes dollar followed by curly brackets. At first I will write one string here. One string is welcome with a plus and then user. The value is coming inside a user variable. This one. Let's restart the app now, and we'll hit the URL. And what we are getting here? Welcome Virat. Now, same thing we will try with only model now. This time we are not going to use model and view. I'll just make a little change in the code. So this code I will comment out, and method and all will be the same. So I'm just copy pasting it. Get mapping of slash user. Return type is not model and view this time. This time return type is normal string. And here we are not creating any object of model and view. Simply I am returning one string and the string name is user. What is the string name? User. That's it. Normal. Nothing. Now if I want to send this username, so no problem. To the method, I can pass the argument of model. Now if this model we are talking about, let's understand what is this model. Not this one. This model becomes a interface. What is the work of this interface? It provides you one method, add attribute, so that you can send the values like model and view only. It has very simple and sorted way. Add attribute, add attribute, add all attributes, and you can add the collections as well. That's it. Same thing I am doing now, but from the controller, I am sending the value. So here I will say model dot add attribute. I am sending the value inside user and the value is equals to user name. Let's save the project and we will restart it. Go back and restart. Go back and hit the URL and let's check. Again, we are getting the same thing. Then what is the difference between model and view? Model, both are working fine. There is no such issue in them. So if we have to check the differences between model and view and normal model, so let me keep it in a Word file. Both will work the same way. There are some little differences. So we'll keep notes here. Today is what? 9th. And complete this result project. Fix the design issues because there will be some design issues, right? So, difference between model and view and model. So at first, model and view is a class and model is an interface. That is the very first difference that I am highlighting there itself. Let's drop a table here. Here we will write topic or you can say feature. Here model and view. Here the first is return type. Return type. What will be the return type of model and view? Just now we have seen that if you are working with model and view, your return type should be model and view only. So here this will be model and view only. In case of model, what is the return type? That is string. It is comfortable with normal Spring class provided by Java. You can see both the controllers here I am showing now. The return type is a object of model and view, and here we are just working on normal simple string, right? Now, what is the second major difference? Second major difference is uses. Where we are using model and view, so model and view is still relevant, but model is preferred. That some of the organizations still they are using model and view, but model is preferred. Modern organization, modern development is done by use. That is the case. Why model and view become outdated? If we are saying that there is come separation of concern, how things are getting separated. So in model and view, and in case of model, view and model are separate. This is what the difference between model and view. Now, here I will just let's say if you are asked in an interview when to use. So this is a question they can ask that when to use model and when to use model and view. So the first one is model. Like when you have to use model. You can use model if you just need to pass the data and return the view name. That's what we were doing here. At we were returning the view name, and for this you don't have to do any configuration actually. It will be supported by HTML only, and you can add the data. Now, when can we use model and view? When it comes to using model and view, if you want, if you want full control about your view and want it to be more flexible. That is the only difference between model and view, right? Why we are actually using them to send the data from controller to UI and to UI to controller. What is the basic line answer? We use them to send the data from controller to UI or UI to controller. That is what we are saying here. That if you are sending the data from controller to UI or UI to controller, at that time these things are used. That is what model and view is. Now, in the same only, that is the case of time leaf. That we were getting problem, and without using the time leaf starter because it was not able to resolve the view. Let me show you the architecture of Spring MVC. So that we discussed in this one. I'll open that we have discussed. This was the architecture, right? Now we know about all of them. Who is the view resolver? The front controller or the controller will send one request to view resolver. Who is working as a view resolver here? So technically your Thymeleaf only is working as a view resolver, which is resolving your views by combining the data along with its presentation layer, right? So that is what Thymeleaf is doing. Now already you are seeing one example of Thymeleaf. Let's have the Thymeleaf revision now. If you are getting one value, as you can see, this user is coming as a variable. So you can use dollar and curly braces to create a data. Create a data. How to write conditions in Thymeleaf? So let's say your controller is sending you two numbers as well, two numerical values. So there is int num1 equals to 10. There is int num2 equals to 20. It is sending you with two numbers. So same way what I will do, model dot add attribute, variable name is num1, value is same from the variable num1. We will do it one more time. Say num2 and here num2. Now we are sending two numbers from the database. You can consider it as a database to the presentation layer. How to write condition? Normal. Let's say you are writing one h1. So here I will write th for Thymeleaf colon if equals to double quotes dollar and curly braces. It's all same, right? Here I will provide num1 is greater than num2. I'm checking this condition. If num1 is greater than num2, this h1 will only occur if this condition is getting true. If this condition is true, this h1 will be added into the DOM. Here you can provide the text then. th colon text equals to dollar curly bracket num1. You will provide this value num1, then plus, and then one string you will provide. Num1 is greater than, and again you have to provide one variable. So go out of the string, keep a plus mark and write the variable name, that is num2. So that is how we have created the if condition here. Let's restart the application now. Now we'll hit the same URL again, and what we are getting is welcome Virat. We are not getting any heading, right? So let's inspect it and check the DOM, how DOM is looking. So you will check there is only one heading h1. Second heading is not even added to the DOM. The reason? Condition is not passing. What is the condition? That you are checking num1 should be greater than num2, but num2 from the controller is greater than. So let's keep one more heading here, that is h1. Let's keep the if condition same way. th colon f equals to dollar curly braces num1, or you can say num2. Num1 is less than num2, like that I am providing, right? Num1 is less than num2. If this is the condition which is getting true, then I will provide text of this heading. Here I will provide num1 plus keep a string is greater than, again after the string keep a plus icon and then provide the value num2. Let's restart the application now. We are going to hit the same URL, and now you will see that okay, text we need to change. We kept the greater symbol here, so we should keep is less than instead of greater. So let's go back and refresh. And now we are getting 10 is less than 20. Now this heading is getting added to the DOM. Why? Because condition is true. So that is how you write the condition inside time leaf. Right? It's very easy. It is like all the HTML tags are supported by time leaf. Time leaf is just a engine. It's not a particular programming language or markup language. Now from here I will send a list also, right? So what I will do, I will create an array of string array of fruits. What I will do is I will send the name of fruits from this particular array. So let's say 1 and 2. So now we are going to send this fruits array. Same way, just add it as an attribute. Model dot add attribute. Name is fruits. You can say any name. Let's say I keep it fruits only. Value will be coming from fruits. Now we are sending this particular array to the front end. Now in the front end, I will run a loop. How I will run a loop? So let's create an unordered list tag here. Now what I will do is inside a list item, I will keep one li tag here. Now inside this li tag, because ul I want only one, means unordered list I want only one. I want this list item to get repeated and show all the fruits name that are coming from front end. So what is there? Th colon each equals to double quotes dollar and curly brackets I colon, and then you can provide the things. I will say I colon. And here, if I am trying to write something like this, at first, this I is not something which is available in controller. So when you are writing the each, means you are writing a loop here. So let's try to write the loop in a proper way. Because I you are trying to write as a variable, but it is not available in controller, right? From controller, you are only getting something as fruits. So you can only use this. So when we are writing the loop, let's try to keep it sorted. So at first you have to write th colon each only. Right here you have to write th colon each only. But when you are writing the double quotes, so inside that, before writing the dollar and curly brackets, write the variable name. That is I space colon space. Now you can keep dollar and curly brackets. Here you can write your array now, fruits. And what we have to do, th colon text equals to what you are typing here. You are typing dollar curly brackets I. You're just printing the value of I. That is how you run the loop here. We'll restart the app. Let's go back and refresh. And what we are getting here, we are getting all the same three fruits that we added in the controller. Same thing you can do in the model and view also. Same you can do in the model also. That is the only difference, that where we are using them. Right? Modern development is done by using model. Some previous project, because doesn't don't we don't know that where you are going to get a job. Maybe you got a job in very old company that is in the market from last 20 years. So it is possible that they are working on some previous technology, so they will be working on model and view. Now if you got a recently opened or recently launched startup, they will be working on model only. Right? That is the difference. Way is same, accepting the data is same, everything is same, nothing changed. That is how you use the time leaf. Yes, in I'm coming to that only. Now if you are thinking that we have only model and view, model and view and model, so that is the completely half information. That no, we have something else as well. What we have something as model map. We have something as model map. We have something as map as well, right? We have something as map as well. And response entity, whenever you want to give data in JSON, you can use response entity as well. Now, how to use model and this map, model map and map, that also we'll see. So here, same thing we will do. In user.html, we will just render the username. So this code I will comment out here. Okay, because we are just rendering the username. In the home controller, we'll just comment out this code as well. And here we will use model map. Let's first check what is this model map. At first, this model map is a class provided by Spring Framework UI, related to that itself. Same way it will be working as, like here it provide you add attribute method. Same way. Let's go back to controller, and here we will keep one thing as public string, any method name, let's say mav method only. It is accepting the mapping, so that is get mapping of slash user. I think user only we are requesting. Yes. What is the page name? Same user.html. So return user. This time here I will not say model. I will say model map like this. Model map. Inside this we will use map dot add attribute. You can see still we are getting the same thing. User is the value, and here you can create one string username equals to some username you can pass from here. Name like this. Map dot add attribute user and username. Same way we are doing, no difference. Let's restart the application and we should get this particular thing now. What we are getting here? Welcome, Shivam. Using the model and view also we are getting the model map also we are getting same thing. We can use the normal map as well. You know, there was a map with string key value pairs. We can use that also. So we'll go back to home controller. Let's comment out this code and we'll create one more method here. That is my public string mav, same method, and it should return user page. Should return the user page. It will have the argument of map, and you know map takes two things, key and value. All the key I will send as a string, and all the values I will, you can keep object here by the way, or you can keep string also. Object is the super class for all the classes like that, huh? So that's what I'm saying here, that map will take string and object. Map is the variable name. You can import the map from utility package. Here what I will do, map, and but here don't write add attribute because map has put option. Map dot put. Here I am putting the value of user, and the value will be, let's create a string at the, that is string username equals to some username I will keep here, providing it as a attribute username. Start the app again. Let's go back and check. Okay, so some problem. What? Okay, got it. We are not writing get mapping or what? Yes, we are not writing get mapping here. I will give you a dedicated difference that where we have to use them. Okay, now we got the same. So we can use all these things: model, model map, map, model view, and response entity. What is the difference between them now? Let's create a table here. So we have a method. Which kind of method we will create? At first, we do have model. Then we have model and view. Then we have map. Said one more and one more. After map, we have response entity. We have model and we have model map after that. Model, map, model and view, map, and then at last response entity. Response entity. Now these are the methods that you can use. What is the difference between them? View supports view. Supports view means if you are using them, will they open a front end page? Answer is yes. In case of model, in case of model map, in case of model view, in case of map. In case of response entity, you remember we were getting JSON data. We were not getting any view. Here, REST API based means you will get the data in API. All are no. Only the response entity will give the data inside API. Next is that only. Preference, where we have to prefer them. Mostly preferred. Model is mostly preferred. It is an alternate for model. No difference. Maybe I will tell you one thing. As you know that developers of programming languages keep on deprecating the things that okay, deprecate. The reason is they are going to deprecate the things. So what I feel is in future they will be deprecating the model so that everyone will be using model map only. That's why right now they are giving this. Then we have model and view. It is a older method, older but still relevant. Means it is not deprecated till now. You can use it. Map, it is very quick and flexible. Quick and flexible because here you can provide any kind of value directly. Response entity for APIs. For APIs, whenever you are sending data in API, use response entity. By the way, you can use a string also. I'll show you how. Either JSON or XML. This is their use case, right? So you can use all of these things. Let's come down to pagination as well. So quickly I will do a little change here. In my main package only, I will create one class. Class for customer. like that customer class I will create, and I will mark it as an entity. Now we are going to discuss pagination. That's why. And what I will do here is it is going to have two things: private string ID, which is going to be the primary key as well. And second thing, private string, and we are not using Lombok, so manually I will generate their getter setter. Okay. Now we will get this particular thing inside our database. So let's restart the application so that we are getting the table. Okay, we got the table. So let's open the MySQL command line client. The password is root here, and using the result database. Inside that we might get the customer table. Yes, we are getting one. Inside that only I will add some value. Insert into customer values C1, the ID, and name you can keep anything customer 2 here, and we will just quickly add some of the values. See, you can write a combined query as well, but it will take time to type that. So I'm just doing it. So here we have added the data of 7 customer to our database. Now I will fetch these things using my controller. So without making any change, say in the same package, I will create an interface for customer repo. For customer repo, and this particular thing should extend the JPA repository for doing the CRUD operation, right? String is sorry, customer is the class, and string is the primary key here. Okay, got it. In the index.html file only, I will provide something index.html where it is here. Check customers. Here I will provide one anchor tag that is check customers. So I have added 7 customers data in the database. And this anchor tag will be requesting href that is check customer. Actually, this you can keep anything. It's just a variable name, check customer. Check customer. Now controller will handle it. So home controller only I will make it handle. This customer repo I will keep as repository so that we can auto wire its object. Now inside the home controller, there will be one get mapping of slash check customers. Check customers only we have kept, right? Check customer instead of customers. Public string customer method, and we are returning one page that is show hyphen customers. So in the templates I will create that templates new file show hyphen customers dot html, and let's check the controller. So to the class Let's say at first I will auto wire. Wired private customer repo SIA. Okay. In this check customer method, what I will do? Create the model here. By the way, you can create anything. Model. And here I will say customer repo dot find all. And what it returns? It returns a list. Same thing I will send to the model directly. So I will say model dot add attribute. Model dot add attribute. Attribute name is customers, and from where the data will come, cr dot find all. Like this, I am sending the entire list directly. Okay. Now go to check customers or whatever controller it is returning. Show customers. Now here we are just going to create a table, and table will have first row with the table heading, and the very first heading is id, and the second heading is name. Very first heading name is id and second is name. Now we will render the data inside the next row. th colon each equals to I, right? Here I'll keep I space colon dollar and curly brackets. What is coming from the controller? Customers variable. Same thing I will keep here, customers. I will keep td, like table data I will keep here, first table data, and its value th colon text will be coming from dollar curly brackets I dot id, because customer will have id and name. Second table data I will keep here as I dot. Let's restart the app now. Go back and hit the home page. Check it. Now we got check customers. So now there is no particular design that I have provided. So you can check ID name. We are getting 7 customers. Now this is the normal fetching of data, where you will get the entire data available in database. What you will get? You will get the entire data. If there are 1,000 rows inside the database, you will get all the 1,000 rows. But you will get all the 1,000 rows you will get. I'll just give a normal border to my table. That is a 1 pixel solid black, and collapse the border. Collapse. Okay. That is the normal fetching of data, where you will be getting the data completely. If there are 1,000 rows, 1,000 data. But over a period of time, let's say you are fetching 1,000 rows, it will take time for database to process that. It will take time for your server to process that. In that particular time, your user will be getting frustrated. The reason is slow application. What will be the reason? Slow application. Now we don't want this. What we want? Pagination. That instead of 7 data, we should get only 3 customers data at one time. What we should get? 3 customer data at one time. Let's go back and create pageable here. Now this is the check customer. Here Is taking model, that is fine, but it will be requesting you, that is request param, that it is requesting you for something. What it is requesting you, and it is providing one default value. That default value of page size is 0 int page. Second parameter, same way at the rate of request param, default value of how much data you want in single page. Let's say this you keep as string only, doesn't matter what you are keeping. Okay, I want only 3 customers data at a time, so here you can keep 3, and it is going to be int size of each page. Now we have done this, providing the page default page value. Let's say if there is no user available or no customer available, then page number will be 0 only. There is no data available. And then we have provided the size of each page. That's what we are doing. When I am returning the customer's data, I'm returning the customer's data. I will not return it directly. Before this, I will make it pageable. What I will do, I will make it pageable. So I will create the object of pageable equals to, what I will use? I will use page request class. Page request dot of page and size. What I am doing, I have created a page request that I am requesting you. See this here, pageable object I am creating by requesting the page of size and 3. That's it. Now all my pages will be having a size of 3. This is the meaning of this line. Now I will convert the page. So page object I will create, and page takes type T. Means what is the type of your data? Customer is my type of data. Page of customer, pages equals to, from where this data will come, cr.find all, like this. And now what you will do, you will send this pages, wait, something got imported wrongly. Fine. Okay, cr.find all and make it pageable. Provide the pageable object to students, that whenever students are coming into the pages, they will follow the property of pageable. And what is the property of pageable? Each page can consist only of 3 customers. That's it. Now here I will be sending my pages at variable. That's it. And when we are running the loop at that time, now you will get the data inside a content array. So directly you cannot run the loop on customers, because first of all you have to write customers dot content that you want to access the content. Let's stop it, start the server. Go back and refresh. Now how much data we are getting? Only 3 customers data now we are getting here. Now here you can provide some buttons as well to go back, like that. So how to provide buttons? Let's go back to the show customer, and here table is completed. After my table, here I can create a container. Now inside this container, I will create 2 anchor tags. One anchor tag for previous page, where you can check the previous page. One anchor tag I will create where you can go to the next page. Create some BR tag here. Then I will create one span tag which will be showing the current page. This is what I am doing. Current page is, let's say, 1. If data is coming means 1. How to write URLs, because anchor tag should have href. So here I will say th, because previous page, let's say you are on the first page only. Is there any previous page then first also? No, there is no previous page. You are already on the first page, so previous option should not be visible. It should be disabled or hidden. So at first you should check th colon if equals to dollar curly brackets. Keep double quotes and then dollar curly brackets. Check customers dot first. Are you currently on the first page? Keep it not here. That if you are not on the first page, then only this previous will be visible. And what will be href? So th colon href equals to double quotes dollar and curly brackets. It's href should be written with at the rate of symbol, right? At the rate of symbol, at the rate of curly brackets. Then keep a string here. It will call slash same request. What is the request? Request is check customer. It will call the same request, that is check customer. Here provide the page number. So question mark page equals to, from where the value of page is coming, keep a plus here, dollar and curly brackets. Page value will be coming from customer dot number minus 1. Customers dot number minus 1 means if you are going to previous page means you have to do minus 1. So simple, right? Do minus 1. That's it. After providing it, you also provide one more string, and here you can keep and size. Size is like by default only, but if you still want, you can provide. So size equals to, keep curly brackets, plus dollar curly brackets. So it will be available inside customers array only. That is customers dot size. Already fixed. Same type of anchor tag will be available here also. Just the value will be next. Here what we will be checking, we will be checking if student dot last. If you are on the last page, then there is no next page, right? So HREA will be becoming what? Customer dot number plus 1. Now if you are going to next page means you want to do plus 1 in the pages. That's it. In span you have to show the page number. So I will keep th colon text equals to, its text value will be coming from dollar curly brackets students dot number plus 1, because indexing starts with 0 here. Let's start. So some syntax error. Okay, sorry, here not students, should be customers. My bad. So now you can see that currently we are on the first page. Previous option we are not getting. We are only getting the next option. We were having the data of 7 different customers. So how many page we are expecting? 3 pages. One first page will be holding the data of 1 to 3, then 4 to 6, and then 7th customer will be coming in the third page. Next, now you get 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now previous button is also active. Previous, next, next. Now, when you are on the third page, no next page is available because you are right now on the last page itself. Previous button is active like this. That is how you do pagination. Got it now? Time leaf, model, model and view, pagination, how to apply the pagination. Got it, guys? Still any question in time leaf, pagination, model, model view? Is everything clear? Okay, got fine. So, uh, okay, sorted. So what we are going to do now? Already is 9:09, so we'll pack up the session now. From tomorrow, we'll be starting our REST APIs. Not using them. Now we will create our APIs. We'll see how API works. Okay, REST discussion we'll do tomorrow itself. Already it's getting so late. Fine, guys. We'll connect again tomorrow. Have a nice time, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.